All right, I think we are good now. I'm showing the mic is picking up audio. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Mic check, mic check. All right, I think we're good now. So I'll give everybody a few minutes to hop into the stream. We did have to restart, unfortunately, but I think we are good to go now. Let's just check the channel, see what's popping over here. See where we're at. Okay, so the new stream is live. I'm gonna disable the old stream. Let me make that private so people don't get confused. Done. We'll save that and mess with that later. Can you guys hear me? We are good. Okay, something was up with my streaming system here. I don't know what happened. I just X'd out of it and opened it back up, and now all of a sudden it started working. So I don't know, that was weird, but technical difficulties, that is the problem of doing things live. But how is everyone doing today? It's the first live stream we've had in a very long time, honestly. I used to do these quite often, but then I kind of fell off from them. But we are back in full force here celebrating the brand new man cave. I unveiled it last weekend, and it was a very long video, but very fun to do. I'm so excited and so happy. Every time I come into this room, I can't believe that I have all this stuff. 10 years of collecting. It's actually been 10 years of just me collecting all this stuff, and it's crazy to see it all now come together in one spot. But we are going to be answering some questions of some comments and whatnot that were left on that video, so I do have to get that video in front of me, but I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to get into the stream and whatnot. But how's everybody doing today? How's everybody's day going? What is everyone's thoughts on the room so far? So we got HT Cuban 4 says everything's good, and Super Leaf 64 says hi, hello, how are you doing? HT Cuban 4 says he's great. That is good to hear. Oh man, it just every time I come in this room, guys, it just takes my breath away. You guys don't understand. This is like a dream come true right here. So the room looks great. HT Cuban, man, I appreciate it. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of time that went into actually getting this room the way that I wanted it to look. And it's still not done. Like, I have boxes all behind me. Actually, you can't see on the floor, but I found a box in the garage of just more stuff, which is absolutely crazy. Christina says, happy Valentine's Day, guys. Super Leaf 64, you can ask whatever you want, and I'll go ahead and answer. I am also going to be answering some questions and comments that people left on the video of me unveiling this room last week, actually. It's been February 8th, so it's been a week since I unveiled the room, I believe, or 6 days, something like that. But I'll since you're here and you're live, who else we got in here? Jamarcy Brown, what's up? What is going on, Jamarcy? Welcome to the stream. You guys can ask whatever questions you want about the room or me or the channel, whatever you guys want. I am also going to be reading some of these questions here from, again, the unveiling of the room. So I'm going to take a question now from the video. So let's see what someone said. They said, the room looks great. I'm potentially in the market from some chairs like these, so you'd be interested in a video of me reviewing them. And that is by Scott Collects. So I actually am going to do a video review of these chairs. I don't know if you guys can even really see behind me these crazy good deal that I got from Amazon. $300 for these two sets of like movie theater style reclining chairs. So be on the lookout for that. I know not everybody is really interested in that, but these are such a good deal, and I feel like that many people don't really know about them. So I definitely want to make a video to showcase these chairs in full detail, and just kind of let everybody know about these chairs, because they honestly are really awesome and really comfortable, and you cannot beat it for the price. Let's go look at the chat. Big room. Yeah, it is actually a pretty decent sized room. I didn't actually realize like how much space I had in here until I actually took the bed out of here, and now I just see the room in all of its glory with all this space in here. There's a decent amount of space in here. They look comfortable. Yeah, man, these chairs are way better than I thought they were going to be for the price. Honestly, the price was $300 against a 150 a chair, and any other type of chairs like this that you look up are like 800, 900, even $1,000 or more for one single chair. So I had my expectations set really low. I thought these chairs were gonna suck, but actually they're really, really good, and I was really surprised with them. Nice Tyranno Ranger helmet in the back. Yep, man, that is the Legacy Ranger helmet. Came out, I don't know, maybe like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. I know Hasbro is making the helmets now as well, but this is the only one I have in my collection. It's the only one I really need. I thought about getting the White Ranger and the Green Ranger helmets, but they honestly do take up a lot of space, so it is kind of tough to display those. Do you know anywhere where you can still buy a new Wii Mini? eBay and Amazon has them for 3 times and even 4 times the original price. The Wii Mini, are you talking about the red one that had like all that just look completely different? I own one of those. Honestly, you're not really going to be able to find one out in the wild like that. Like, I personally found one at a thrift store and I paid $50 for it. It did come with controllers and everything like that. $50 was about the price that it was going for on eBay at the time. I don't know what it's going for now, but unless you have like a retro game store around you that maybe has it in stock, honestly, eBay or like Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, somewhere like that, those are pretty much going to be the places that you're going to be going to get one of those, and unfortunately, most of them are going to be marked up. Favorite Disney movie? Hands down, favorite Disney movie or favorite Disney franchise is going to be Toy Story. And my favorite Disney movie is going to be the original Toy Story 1. That movie is just such an amazing movie. I absolutely love that movie. If you guys couldn't tell by my channel logo that is themed after Toy Story. And if you guys saw the room tour, I have like a whole Toy Story shelf right up here. And I actually just bought a couple more things to add to that shelf. So hands down, favorite movie of all time, Toy Story, or favorite Disney movie of all time is Toy Story. Alright, so I'm going to just jump into a couple questions on the video, and then I'm going to come back to the chat. So let's go back to the chat. Star Wars History Archives says, kid at heart personified. Yeah, 100%. I think at the end of the day, we are all kids at heart, and we all kind of look for those nostalgic things that bring us back to our childhood or just simpler times in life. And for me, I love all this retro nostalgia stuff, and it's not even necessarily stuff from my childhood. I like, retro nostalgia stuff from the 80s before I was even born. But all this stuff, like just looking at these games that I have here, and even some of these Megazords and Power Rangers that I have on display behind me, the whole reason I even got into collecting anything at the first place was because I bought the Power Rangers Legacy Megazord and the Morpher. And I saw those at Toys R Us one day while I was working there at the time. I wasn't into collecting. And I was like, hey, these are cool. I had these in my childhood. And I ended up buying them just because they reminded me of my childhood. They re-released something from my childhood. And buying those two things kind of just spiraled into this entire room right here. Let's go back into the chat right now. What are you looking forward to collecting in the future? Well, I've been really enjoying NECA's Back to the Future line of toys. They've only released 4 figures so far, and Doc Brown is starting to hit stores now. I'm hoping they really do more with that line and give us some other characters. They can do so much with that line. I'm really looking forward to what they do with that, because Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time, or at least like probably top 3 movies of all time. So at the moment, that's pretty much what I'm excited about the most, I would say. But there's still so many other good things coming out from NECA's Ninja Turtle line. Hasbro's doing some really nice things with Power Rangers. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff, but I think right now Back to the Future is what I'm most excited for. So let's go back to the video here, and let's read another comment from last week's video. The chairs were a crazy deal, so we kind of covered that already. J-Mac the Fanatic said the chairs were a crazy deal, and I absolutely agree. The Wicked Network says the YouTube recommendation, so YouTube recommended his video to me. Great setup for the small space room. I'm in the works to do a small setup of my 80s and 90s collection, but I'm far from a setup like this. Like collectors say it best, collect what makes you happy and takes you back to simple times. And I couldn't agree anymore. Like I was just mentioning before, we all kind of want that sense of nostalgia and things that bring us back to simpler times. And just collect what makes you happy. Like you don't have to worry about what people think about you or collect what other people are collecting, just as long as it's what makes you happy. Like, not everybody's collecting, Avatar The Last Airbender or Back to the Future or, I don't know, like Furbies that I'm looking at over here, or even old school, like CRT TVs or VHSs for that matter. So, definitely, I just collect what makes me happy and what I enjoy collecting, which ironically happens to be a little bit of everything, so I can't really go wrong there. Let's jump back into the live chat going on. Will you be getting more arcade one up for your collections, or are you out of room? I definitely want to get more arcade one ups for my collection. I think right now I could probably fit one more, and then I'm kind of maxed out. Until I start rearranging stuff. People have been telling me I've been running out of room, whether it's in this room or the previous rooms that I've had at my old apartment. People always tell me that I'm running out of room, but honestly, there's always room. As long as there's still space on the walls, you can throw a shelf up there and display stuff on the walls, all the way from the ceiling, all the way down to the floor. So there's always room. You just kind of have to get creative with it. The arcade one-ups are unique because, they are so big, but I definitely do want to get another arcade one-up. I wanted some of the new, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, and I think it was the X-Men vs. Street Fighter one that came out, and even the NBA Jam. But those weren't necessarily must-haves for me. I really, really did want them, but I do want to hold off until hopefully they eventually release Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Whenever that comes out, that is a day one purchase, no questions asked, no matter how much they charge for it. I will be picking that one up. So yeah, just it's a matter of just waiting for the right one to add to the collection. Currently I have the Street Fighter one, Street Fighter 2 cabinet, and Street Fighter was such a big part of my childhood growing up, and it was the first arcade one up that I ever got, and because it was a Street Fighter arcade cabinet, that's the whole reason I even got into arcade one up. And the Marvel one was just kind of I love the cabinet, don't get me wrong, but I was just kind of on the hype of arcade one up at the time, so that's why I purchased that one along with the Final Fight. But I'm glad that I purchased both the Final Fight and the Marvel one, especially the Final Fight, because the game variety on that one is incredible, and it really introduced me to a lot of games that I hadn't played before. I don't think I had ever played Final Fight or 1944 before. I've played Ghosts and Goblins, but not the arcade version, and same with Strider. I never played the arcade version. And I think I played all the games on the Marvel cabinet previously, except for the Punisher, so it was really cool to jump into that. Next up, Sad. I was hoping to get one to begin my game collection inexpensively and not worry if anything else are busted or missing. Well, honestly, the Wii Mini, that was kind of like a rare system. Or not necessarily rare, but it wasn't as popular as the original Wii. So if you want to get into collecting, I would definitely recommend going after just a standard Wii, not the Wii Mini, but just the regular, either the white or the black Wii. I find those at thrift stores literally almost every single time that I'm there, and that's my best advice that I can give you is go to thrift stores, Goodwills, or whatever your local thrift stores are. Chances are you'll probably end up finding a Wii for like $20 or something like that. The only thing that sucks is that it may work, it may not work, but even on eBay, I think you can get like a complete Wii box and everything, maybe like $60-$70, which is a little on the expensive side. But the thrift stores are your best bet for the Wii. So let me jump back into a few comments from last week's video. Super Dimensional says layout is very similar to his setup, and he even has these same exact chairs, and that is awesome. I guess great minds think alike. Andrew Metcalf, sorry if I butchered your last name. He said, dope room, congrats. It would be dope if I had a pull-out table in the closet for game night. So I'm not necessarily going to be doing a pull-out table. I am going to have a table that I pull out of the closet, but it's just going to be your standard, like, folding table. A pull-out table would be pretty cool, like on hinges or something on the wall, and you kind of just pull it down. Kind of like, those beds at hotels. I think they're called Murphy beds, where they pull out of the wall. A pull-out table straight out of the closet would be a really cool idea, and if I was crafty and good at like engineering type stuff, I would make that. But because I'm not, I mean, I'm sure I could buy like a kit that I just screw into the wall. That'd be pretty cool, but I do want to use the closet for storage space, unfortunately. So that is a really, really cool idea and would be really cool to see, but for now I'm going to have to stick to a folding table. HC Cuban said there will be a new X-Men one. Yeah, they're making the X-Men arcade game. I forget what other games come on there. I think I did a video about that. I'm pretty sure that I did. So that is exciting. I'm personally not going to pick it up. Like I said, for me, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 will pretty much be like a definite pickup for me. And then other than that, it's tough. I don't really know what else would be like a definite pickup. But definitely Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for sure. Jamarcy Brown. Mike Silva says, cool, bye. Hopefully you're still watching. If not, have a good night. Jamarcy Brown, what video games are you playing now? Unfortunately, at this very moment in time, since actually the beginning of the year, I haven't played any video games because I've been so consumed with trying to get this room done. But right before I started doing the overhaul of this room, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4, which is an incredible game. Or it's for the PS4, but I've been playing it on the PS5. It's an incredible game. I can't wait to get back into it. I think I'm about 10 hours into it at the moment, so I definitely want to get back into that. I also picked up Crash 4 and Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't opened either of those, or I've opened them, but I haven't actually played them yet. And just yesterday, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I just picked up for the Switch Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, so I do need to get into this as well. So that is another game. I have so many games that I need to play and to catch up on, so definitely those are like on the top of my priority list at the moment. But definitely Ghost of Tsushima is one that I'm dying to get back into. So let's jump into some more comments from last week. Ferrari 9696 says, really great video. I like the fact that you have the same home theater as I do, which is the Philips surround sound system. I've owned the home theater system for 16 years already, and ever since it came out back in 06, it still looks like it still sounds like brand new. Sorry, I cannot read today. He has it connected to his Xbox 360 and PS3, and it sounds so good, especially playing games like Guitar Hero, Call of Duty, and Need for Speed. And I could not agree more. This Philips surround sound system that I have, I actually got it from my brother. He just gave it to me because he was getting rid of it. And it is a very old system. Again, it's from 2006. But it sounds so good to the point where I haven't felt like I've needed to upgrade it in any way, shape, or form. And the bass on it is incredible. It is really great for watching movies and playing games. It just really gives you that next level of immersion. The only downside to it is because it is so old, you have all these different mess of wires and everything that you have to mess with, whereas surround sound system nowadays just connect via like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and there's virtually no wires needed whatsoever. So that's the only downside, but other than that, it is a really, really amazing system. Cyberpunk has so many bad reviews, but eventually I might pick it up. Honestly, the only reason I was even really interested in picking it up is because of like all the bonus stuff that comes in the packaging. There's just like, I don't know, there's something about it that seemed so cool with the thick packaging. I'm trying to find it on my shelf to see if I can grab it. Hold on one second. Alright, so here it is right here, if you guys haven't seen it already, but you just get like this really nice like thick packaging right here, and it comes with just like little bonus like booklets and like maps of the city, and just I don't know, I'm a sucker for little things like this, so that's honestly the reason why I decided that I wanted to get it. But then the other thing is I'll be playing it on the PS5. Oh look, a 30-day trial of HBO Max. Okay, I wonder if this expired yet. Whoever wants a free trial of HBO Max, here you go. Take a picture of this or something. I'll hold it up for a few seconds so you guys can get that. Whoever wants your free trial, 30-day trial of HBO Max, there you go. So, I didn't know that was included. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll just put it a little closer just in case you couldn't. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. So, I didn't even know that was in there. But, yeah, so, I'm just, like I was saying, I'm a sucker for, like, exclusive special packaging like this. So that's the main reason why I wanted it. And I'll be playing it on the PS5. So hopefully the added horsepower of the PS5 should kind of help me when it comes to the glitches and whatever bugs that the game may have. I'll mess with this later. So that's where I'm at with that. Hopefully the PS5 kind of fixes those issues for me. So let's hop into some more comments from last week's video. Raul Villegas, sorry again if I'm butchering your names. Where did I get the Gizmo figures from, and what toy brand is it? The Gizmo figures, they're not all Gizmo. They're mostly Gremlins. I think 2 of them are Gizmo, and the rest of them are just like generic, not Gremlins, Mogwais. But they're from NECA, and they came out, I don't know, I want to say back in like 2012, 2013, something like that. So unfortunately nowadays, you're not going to be able to really find them, other than eBay, and NECA is really not even making Mogwais anymore. They just really stick to Gremlins, and even the Gremlins are few and far between. So unfortunately I missed NECA's. I wasn't into collecting at the time NECA was originally making the Mogwais and Gremlins and that whole line, and I really wanted to pick up all of them because they have such cool designs, but I missed out on it at the time, and I never wanted to pay eBay prices for those stuff. Jamarcy Brown, Watch Dogs Legion is another great game. If you ever want to pick that up, you recommend it. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out. Like I said, I have so many games that I need to play at the moment, but hopefully in the next like month or two, I can start banging all those out. So once I'm done with my list of games, I'll definitely be sure to check it out. John says, where did I get the table? Honestly, I think this table that I have here, this is an IKEA table. I got the table from IKEA. Pretty decent table. It's just IKEA stuff. So if you've owned anything from IKEA, you know what to expect with the quality and anything. It's not bad. It's just IKEA. SNES Head says, Game Room is looking awesome. Well done. I appreciate you. Even though you may not be watching this live stream at the moment, I still appreciate you. Rome Rush says, let's trade game rooms. Oh man, I love this room too much to trade it. No, unfortunately, no, but if you ever want to come through, the room is always open. HT Cuban 4, I have gotten into collecting the NECA figures as far as Ninja Turtles figures. Also, I have 2 of the Gremlin figures so far. That's pretty awesome. Like I said, I don't know why NECA's not making that many Gremlins figures anymore. I don't know, maybe they're not selling well. I don't know what the case really is. But, you know, it is what it is. Darkside_818 says, awesome. Do you collect Hot Toys? Unfortunately, I don't. I love Hot Toys. I think they look amazing, but they're just too expensive for me, honestly, and too expensive and too big. I don't have space for them. Like, I have a few NECA quarter scale figures, and those things are huge, and I only really have them because I wanted, at the time when they came out, that was the only way that you can get NECA's version of the movie Turtles, which was in the quarter scale line. So that's the reason I even picked those ones up. And then same with the Dark Knight Joker. And then eventually, a few months later, they ended up releasing both the Turtles and the NECA, the Dark Knight Joker, in 7-inch action figure form, and I own those versions as well. So I essentially own all these quarter scale figures for absolutely no reason. I probably should sell them, but they're just sitting on a shelf, taking up space because they're so freaking big. J-Mac the Fanatic said, are you a millionaire, LOL? No, I get that question a lot, actually. People always seem to think that, like, I don't know, you have a ton of money or that you're a millionaire because you collect things like this. Even people at my job think like I'm a drug dealer or something. But honestly, it's 10 years worth of collecting. You know, you make a lot of money over 10 years of your life, and you amass a lot of things over 10 years. I mean, everybody has stuff that they collect. You know, women collect purses or shoes or whatever. I just happen to collect all this stuff. And a lot of my stuff was thrifted. Like, I would say 80% of my video games have all been thrifted. So I'm buying games for, you know, $2, $3. So it really doesn't take a lot of money to start a collection. And again, you know, and Retro Rick is a great example of that. He has a whole series dedicated to building a video game collection out of only $10. So if you guys are not familiar, definitely check out Retro Rick. Great channel, great friend of this channel. And, you know, he shows me love, I show him love. So shout out to Retro Rick. You're not in the chat at the time from what I can see, but shout out to you. But as I was saying, this is all 10 years worth of stuff. So, no, I'm not a millionaire. I have a regular job just like everybody else. I'm currently working at Target, so it couldn't get any more regular than that. So, yesterday I managed to find a NECA Ace Ventura cartoon figure. Have you ever seen it? Yeah, I actually think my store has a few of them sitting on the shelf, if I'm remembering correctly. I believe my NECA section at my Target that I work at has, for sure, one, maybe even more. It's a really cool figure. Unfortunately, I've never seen Ace Ventura. It's on my list of stuff to watch. I know it's like a classic movie. I just personally have never seen it, but definitely want to at some point in time. Let's read some more comments here. Sergeant Sneaker says, where are all of your arcade 1-up cabinets? I only see 3 of them. I've only ever owned 3. I don't know if you thought I owned more, maybe, but I've only ever owned these 3. And like I mentioned earlier, I want to eventually down the line own some more. So we'll see. Anna says, thank God I'm 14. Oh, okay. That's because of that. That's because of the warning that I put in the beginning of my videos that I have to do to comply with YouTube's rules or whatever. That you have to be 13 years or older or whatever. So that's funny. Smash Era said fire emoji. That is my younger brother there. So shout out to you. We got only a few more comments left. So let me just read them out. Excuse me. Real or Fake Talk by Real Talk. If you guys have been around for the channel for a while, you'll know that Real Talk is in almost every one of my comments in all of my videos asking me if it's real or fake talk. And like I always tell you, man, it is nothing but real talk around here. Kelsey McGovern says, awesome. I appreciate it. Super Dimensional also said, oh, wow, so much better than before. And yeah, before, with my living situation, I was planning to be living in the room that I was in temporarily. So I was just kind of going with, with what I had, just displaying stuff the way that I had because it was meant to be a temporary situation. Ended up being permanent, but, so that's why, like, the paint color was the way it was and some of the, like, accessories in the room, was the way it was. And I had, like, a giant dresser in here. That was not by choice, but now that we decided that, to remodel this room, yeah, this is what I've wanted this room to look like all along. So it's been a long couple years leading up to this, but we're here now, and I couldn't be any happier for it. And last comment on last week's video, Anthony Samuels says, nice. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. So let's get back to everybody in the live stream right now. Let's see who's in here. HT Cuban said, your Retro Rick is another great YouTuber. I love Rick, man, and I found his channel when he was relatively small. I think he had, like, not even 1,000 subscribers, and now he has, like, 50,000 or something like that. Granted, on Instagram, he has, like, I don't know, something crazy, like 100,000, maybe even more. But it's great to see his channel growing. He surpassed me so quickly, but he definitely deserves it. He makes amazing, amazing videos. And honestly, I think that's about it. So unless anybody has any last-minute questions they want to ask or anything they just randomly want my opinion on or want to talk about, I enjoy doing these live streams and interacting with you guys. Unfortunately, at the moment, nobody, or not that many people are watching. I think at the moment we have about 9 or 10. If you're in here, drop a comment, drop a question, any last minute things anybody wants to add. If not, I am going to start wrapping this up because it is Valentine's Day, so I do have to get back to Christina, which I doubt that she's still watching at the moment, but if she is, shout out to you. She's in the other room, and we actually just finished setting up our Disney display yesterday, so be on the lookout for that. I might do a video, maybe a dedicated video to our Disney display if that's something you guys want to see. But Jamarcy Brown says, I appreciate you, dog. You inspire M. I guess he meant to say I inspire him. Hey, man, that means a lot to me. I didn't really know that I was inspiring people, but that's really cool to see. I'm all about that nostalgia and just, I don't know, people collecting what they like and doing what they enjoy. So if I'm helping someone else want to get into the retro community or whatever the case may be, or just the toy community or whatever, that's really awesome, man. So I appreciate you just for watching me, for taking the time out of your day to watch me. And I definitely want to do more of these live streams to hang out with you guys. So definitely look forward for more of that in the future. Yeah, you have come a long way. I did start following you when you were doing reviews for Arcade 1-Up. So I've been a subscriber ever since. That's awesome, man. Honestly, Arcade 1-Up really helped me propel and blow up. I think at the time that I started making Arcade 1-Up videos, I had about, I want to say like 2,000, 2,500 subscribers. And during that whole time where I got really obsessed with doing arcade one up videos because it helped my channel grow. But it did kind of like start to consume my life a little bit. So that's why I kind of started staying away from arcade one up for a little bit. And honestly, so many other people started making arcade one up videos that it felt like everybody was doing it. Like anytime anything arcade one up would happen, even people that have never done YouTube before just started making videos because I guess they would see it would get a bunch of views or whatever the case may be. And I just felt like the market was getting a little oversaturated. So that is why that I haven't really been making that many arcade one up videos. I kind of just cover like the big topics or the big news, but I don't cover every single little detail like I used to. Again, like I said, the market is just oversaturated, and it's like I always feel like I have to rush to try and get the news out, because if I don't, then a million other people will have that out. So unfortunately, I did kind of die down from the arcade one up stuff a little bit, but I'm still always going to be making arcade one up news videos and updates, and picking up cabinets and maybe doing some more gameplay stuff, because I know I've done a few gameplay live streams that a few of you have enjoyed. So I don't know, I lost my train of thought on that one, but yeah, arcade one up did definitely help me grow in a year's time. Definitely helped me grow, and I just kept growing from there. I think right now we are at how many subscribers? 11.2 thousand. So I can't wait to the day that we eventually hit like 100,000 and we get one of those plaques. I think it's 100,000. You get a plaque from YouTube. So that is the goal. We still got a long way to go, but I am definitely looking forward to it. Let's see. Me too. Not to be ashamed about my passion for collecting. Listen, man. There's never anything to be ashamed of for collecting. My motto is, who cares what anybody else thinks of you? As long as you're happy and you do what makes you happy, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. People are going to think it's weird or whatever they want to think. I'm a grown man that has a room full of toys, but who cares? Like, honestly, it makes me happy. And if what I do affects your life, then you need to reevaluate your priorities. Let's see. Enjoy that Florida weather, because here in New Jersey, it is cold. It is cold and lots of snow, man. Here in Florida, like, honestly, it's like 85 degrees. Like, it's crazy hot over here. Steve Sale, the Back to the Future NECA figures have some serious quality issue. Limbs break when trying to pose. So I had that issue, honestly. I was doing my review. It was the Marty McFly review that I did. And when I did that review, I think in the middle of the review, I think Marty's arm actually snapped on me, and I ended up returning it at Target, and then getting a replacement at Target. So what I learned from that moment on, I don't even take the chances anymore. Even with all these figures behind me that I set up, I took a hairdryer and I put the hairdryer to the figures, to all the limbs and everything like that for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so to heat the plastic up to make it more flexible. And ever since I started doing that, I haven't had any issues with broken limbs or anything like that. But I definitely do agree with you. The Back to the Future figure, like, it broke in my hand, I think, mid-review. So that's absolutely crazy. But again, the hairdryer trick should work. Again, I haven't had any issues since I started doing that. Cool Toy, I think, is another one that came out around when you were doing... Yeah, so, I was actually the first YouTuber, and this is not to, like, brag or anything like that, but I was the first YouTuber who started doing Arcade 1-Up videos. Like, nobody had even heard about Arcade 1-Up at the time. Nobody had any idea what it was. You couldn't find any information online, really, about it. So, I was definitely the first one who started doing Arcade 1-Up videos. And Cool Toy, he came... I want to say like maybe 2 days after I made my video, 2 or 3 days, he made his video, and his channel's blown up from here, congratulations to him. But yeah, man, so he was definitely one of the first as well. I'll give him his credit on that. But definitely, like, just a bunch of other people have just popped up along the way that, I don't know. I just feel like so many people are making videos now that it just gets kind of to the point where it's like you feel like you have to rush in order to get news out, because if not, then a million other people will have a video talking about the exact same thing you're talking about. But I guess that's the same kind of like with anything that you do on YouTube. But I guess I never had really experienced that before. So I don't know. Yeah, so exactly. So a quick fix for making the figs bendable is to use the hair dryer. So anyways, I think that's it. Unless you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna go ahead and get on out of here. I appreciate all of you who have come in, whether you came in, at the beginning of the stream and you left, or you're here now, whatever the case may be. We had a little bit of technical difficulties at first, but we got it to work. And again, I appreciate all you. I definitely want to do these. Maybe try and do these weekly if that's something you guys are into. And yeah, I think that's it. Other videos that I got coming out during the week, I'm gonna try and get a review out on these chairs. And I think I picked up a few figures that I'm going to do some reviews on. But other than that, I don't know, man. Just stay tuned. Make sure you have the notifications on so you guys know that whenever I post a new video. I'm not sure what I have coming out this week, but I'll definitely drop maybe about 2 videos or so this week. It's all about the content and the quality of the video. You guys put in hard work into the vids for sure. Enjoy the remainder of your day. You too. So I appreciate everyone who is here. I forgot what I said already. But again, thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, if you could like the video, that will really help. Give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, which I believe everybody here is. But if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, see you next time.